All right, I want to welcome you all again to our Fall 2025 kickoff. We're really excited to have you all here. And again, welcome to everybody on the recording. So I'm going to jump right into our slides here and start with some introductions. Again, I am Jordan Williams, the Senior Director of OLLI at UNT, and I am here with most of our staff. We have Megan Bryan, our Associate Director, who is with us today, and Elisa Glarup, our Program Specialist, is also joining us. Jamie wasn't able to be with us today, but Jamie Thomas is our Budget Officer. So you'll be hearing a little bit from Megan and Elisa later on in this presentation. But for now, I'm just going to go ahead and dive into our agenda. So we're going to spend a little bit of time talking about what OLLI at UNT is at this presentation. We're also going to give a little bit of pitch for why we think you should join OLLI at UNT if you're not already a member. But we're going to look over some of the highlights from our fall catalog, which was just released on our website on Friday. We're also going to go over some registration instructions so that you're all prepared to start signing up for classes when that opens on Wednesday. Or if you're joining OLLI for the first time, we'll make sure you know how to do that as well. Finally, at the end, we're going to dive into some Q&A, but please don't worry about trying to remember any questions that you have during the presentation. As soon as you think of a question, please feel free to put it in the chat. We will circle back at the ends to review any questions that were submitted in the chat and make sure that we have answered all of those before we end our session today. So again, please don't wait to ask a question. Go ahead and type it into the chat when you think of it, and we'll come back to it later. Okay, so I want to dive in, especially for anybody who is brand new to OLLI or possibly learning about us for the first time, and explain a little bit about what OLLI at UNT is. Our name is the Osher Lifelong Learning Institute at the University of North Texas in full. The O in our name does stand for Osher, as in Bernard Osher, because we are part of a network of over 120 OLLI programs that are affiliated with colleges and universities around the nation. And we do all receive some support from the Bernard Osher Foundation, which helps us run our programming. And then we also are able to be connected with other OLLIs in some ways as part of the network so that we can share ideas and tips. And the Osher Foundation and the Osher National Resource Center is really great about providing us with helpful resources to make sure that every OLLI around the country is as successful as possible. So we are, as I mentioned, part of this network. However, all the people that I mentioned to you on our staff here, we are staff at the University of North Texas. So just want to be clear a little bit about that distinction. And again, I'll mention that we do have over 120 OLLIs around the nation. We are the only OLLI that is operating in the North Texas area. So we aren't just OLLI at UNT. I like to say that we are OLLI for North Texas as well. So a little bit more about our programming. Primarily, we offer non-credit classes. That means that there are no tests or grades, which is one of our biggest selling points. You come to an OLLI class simply for the joy of learning about a topic that you might have interest in, or maybe you've never heard of before and want to try it out for the very first time. In addition to sort of traditional classroom type lectures, we also offer lecture series that are organized around various themes or with special arrangements made for those lecture series. We also offer special events based around educational activities, as well as workshops. Beyond that, we like to make sure that we provide opportunities for members to form special interest groups so members can come together around shared interests. And we do also travel together by taking domestic and international trips that all have an educational component. The people who teach our classes are really in large part active and retired faculty from the University of North Texas. We do also have classes that are taught by other subject matter experts, including people who have retired as faculty from other universities and people who are just experts in a certain subject matter and would like to share their enthusiasm and their knowledge in that area. We also like to point out that we are a very broad and vast program. We offer a lot of classes throughout the year, but we do always try to schedule our programming so that it can fit with what we know are busy schedules for many of our members, are engaged in many other opportunities and other activities throughout the year. So we do offer our classes primarily in the daytime. There are only a few exceptions each semester to some early evening activities that we offer. Most of everything that we offer comes in the form of a 90-minute lecture. So that's in many cases, the maximum amount of time that you'll need to contribute to learn about a new topic. However, we do sometimes also offer courses that can last for up to 4 sessions that are 90 minutes each. So when someone has a little bit more knowledge to share, sometimes those lectures extend into a 4 session course. Every Ollie at UNT member is able to build their own personal schedule. So once we release our catalog each semester, it is up to you to choose which classes you'd like to attend. There are no prerequisites. There's no and nothing that you have to do to qualify to attend any particular class. It's purely a matter of what interests you and what fits your schedule. We also offer 3 semesters per year, which I think I've mentioned already. We have our fall semester, which we're gearing up for now. It begins at September and runs through about the middle of November. We also have a spring semester that runs February through April, and then we have a somewhat shorter summer semester in June and July. I mentioned we are the Ollie for North Texas, so we operate a total of 6 classrooms around the region. We are based out of the UNT Support and Services building here in Denton. That's just on the edge of UNT's Denton campus off I-35. We also offer classes in the Robeson Ranch Clubhouse, which is just a little bit further down I-35W. We have classes at the Keller Senior Activity Center, also classes at the Lantana Community Event Center, as well as the Flower Mound Senior Center. And we also are fortunate to have classes in the Dallas area at CC Young Senior Living, which is just off of White Rock Lake. And you can see a couple of icons here next to the CC Young location. That's because thanks to the incredible technology that they have at CC Young, the majority of the classes that are offered there are also live streamed on YouTube, so that no matter where you live in North Texas as an Ollie member, you can watch the live streams from CC Young from the comfort of your home or wherever you may happen to be. Also, many of those classes are recorded as well. So even if you aren't available to watch those classes in real time online, you can watch the recording afterward. And again, all of that is thanks to the technology at CC Young and based on the permissions that we receive from the people who are teaching these classes and lectures. So now I want to get into the why for Ollie at UNT of anybody who maybe is considering joining us for the very first time. One of our primary missions is offering classes and activities that help us keep our minds active. There's so much research that's coming out year after year about the benefits of learning new things and again, keeping ourselves intellectually stimulated, and that there can be many benefits to that. So that's one of the primary missions that we have through Ollie at UNT. We also like to give our members opportunities to explore new interests. So as we dive into our schedule here in a moment, I hope that you'll see we try to offer as broad and wide a variety of activities every semester as we can, so that everybody has a chance, again, both to maybe learn more about something that you're already interested in, or hopefully have the opportunity to explore something that's brand new to you. We also like to provide access to exclusive and one-of-a-kind learning opportunities whenever we can. So we do what we can to make best use of the resources that are here at the university, some facilities and special areas of the campus that we're able to provide members with access to, and also just unique instructors and lecturers who we are able to schedule for our Ollie program that you may not have the opportunity to learn from in anywhere else or in many other places outside of actually coming to UNT and getting a degree. So we really like to offer as many special opportunities to learn in unique settings as we can. And then one of the primary, most important reasons that we have Ollie at UNT is so that we can continue to build a community of lifelong learners. So anybody who joins Ollie at UNT, you aren't just joining as an individual, you're going to be attending classes with other people who are also interested in expanding their knowledge of certain subjects and sharing the joy of learning. So we really do look to build a community of lifelong learners through Ollie. All right, I'm going to take a sip of water real quick. And now we're going to talk about our fall catalog, which is now available online in a digital format. So you can go to our website, ollie.unt.edu/catalog, and see the digital version there. I do want to point out that there are some options that are helpful for reading the digital version of our catalog. We have a zoom in and zoom out button at the bottom of the reader online. We also have a download button. So if you prefer to read the file downloaded onto your personal device, you can use that option. You can also search the online reader using the search feature here. So you can search for keywords. There is a share button if you'd like to share our catalog with somebody you think would be interested. And maybe most importantly, there is a full screen button here in the bottom right. So depending on what device you're on, reading the catalog in full screen is probably going to be very beneficial to you. Now, we also know that the printed catalog, the printed version of our catalog is extremely valuable to everyone. So we are going to have those available at all of our classroom locations by this Friday, August 8th. We actually have volunteers who are going to come by and start picking these up and delivering them on Thursday. So again, by Friday, every classroom location should have a full supply of catalogs. Now, our fall registration will open on Wednesday, August 6th. That's this coming Wednesday. I get a lot of questions sometimes about what time of day will registration officially open, and that depends on how quickly we can turn it on and check to make sure everything is working properly, and then sending out that email notification letting you know that it's open. So it should be hopefully as early as possible after we open at 8 o'clock on Wednesday, but we will send out an email once we are able to confirm that everything is up and running and working properly. Once fall registration opens online on August 6th, we will also be able to assist anybody needing in-person registration assistance at our location here in the Support and Services building at UNT, again, during our business hours. And I would recommend that you do call or email us if you're planning on stopping by, just so that we can make sure that we're prepared to support you. We will also be traveling to various locations to offer registration stations for more in-person assistance. So you can see the dates listed on this slide. On Thursday, August 7th, from 1:30 to 3, we will be at the Keller Senior Activity Center helping people get signed up. Then the following week, on Tuesday, August 12th, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 1 o'clock p.m., we are going to be at the Flower Mound Senior Center. And then on Wednesday, August 13th, from 10 o'clock a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m., we will be at the Robeson Ranch Clubhouse. So we try to offer as many opportunities as possible to support people in person. For those of you who are in the Dallas area or possibly residents of CC Young, we are going to be there tomorrow, August 5th, to do an in-person version of this kickoff for folks down there. So you want to make sure that you're aware of all those in-person opportunities. Okay, so I'm curious how many people might have heard that Denton this year was officially declared the Halloween capital of Texas. That's something that folks are very proud of around here. If you don't happen to live in Denton, this is a shameless plug for our city because you can come join us throughout the month of October. There's going to be a lot of really special things planned for those who are interested in Halloween. Again, with this now being an official status, we do have to protect our reputation when it comes to Halloween. So there are going to be a ton of programs, events, and lots of decorations around town. So we want to encourage you to check out the website that the city has created for the 31 days of Denton Halloween. The website is dentonhalloween.com. You can see some of the events they have planned are ghost walks, graveyard tales, the scary cherry orchard. Those of you who've been in Denton for a while will know the history of the cherry orchard, but it does involve, I guess, abandoned chairs. You might be able to guess from the name. I also want to point out that our friends at the UNT CoLab, which is just located just off of downtown Denton Square, they're hosting an exhibition called Frankenstein: How Science and Culture Shaped a Monster. So again, some things that people might want to be interested in, especially if you're not a resident of Denton, you can still come up to visit us and check out some of these great activities that the city is putting on. So not to be outdone, we are going to take our part of this responsibility very seriously, and we do have some Halloween themed activities for our fall schedule, beginning with Ollie at the Movies, which is something that we've just recently started doing, offering classic films in context, we're kind of calling it. Many of you may have participated in the two previous events that we did with Dr. Andrew Torgett from UNT's History Department. We snagged another history faculty member to do a special horror themed Ollie at the Movies this fall. And rather than have you all listen to me tell you about it, I'm going to let her tell you what we have planned.
I'm Dr. Carrie Goldman. I teach American history through horror film at UNT, and I love ghost stories. Ghosts are a reminder of the past. Ghosts can haunt people, and they can also haunt places. There's something extra unnerving about haunted houses, though. The place that we're supposed to find the most comfort and security, a home. corrupted by some sort of entity that seeks to disturb or harm us. Take a trip to the haunted halls of Hill House this fall with Ollie at the movies. I'm Dr. Carrie Goldman. I teach American history through horror film at UNT, and I love ghost stories. Ghosts are a reminder of the past. Ghosts can haunt people, and they can also haunt places. There's something extra unnerving about haunted houses, though. The
Sorry,
place
y'all, I'm
that
going to
we're
skip ahead
supposed to
back to where we
find
were.
the most comfort and security, a home, corrupted by some sort of entity that seeks to disturb or harm us. Take a trip to the haunted halls of Hill House this fall with Ollie at the movies as we watch The Haunting, a 1963 movie based on Shirley Jackson's famous novel about the personal ghosts that we carry inside us and ghosts that are so old they can be buried in the foundation of a home, forcing any who enter to confront the realities of a dark history. The Haunting is I'm
It
Dr.
seems
Carrie
like our
Goldman. I teach
Zoom
American.
presentation has been haunted, so I apologize for that glitch in the video there. We will post the full video to our social media so you can get that complete synopsis of what Dr. Goldman has planned. But we are very excited for this event. So here are some of the details. It's going to take place on Tuesday, October 21st from 2 to 5 p.m. at the Alamo Drafthouse Cinema here in Denton. There's going to be an additional cost for anybody who wants to participate in this event. It will be $45 per person. So we have rented out a private theater in the Alamo Drafthouse. They have purchased the rights to screen this film, which, as you can imagine, is not just regularly showing in theaters. This event is going to include bottomless popcorn for everyone. Of course, it is going to include a pre-screening talk by Dr. Goldman, where we won't be cut off by technical difficulties, and you'll hear all of the historical context that she's able to share and cultural context for this film. And then we will also enjoy the film together. Now, we have something special for everybody who attends this event with us this fall. We actually just got these in moments before the session started. We have stress reliever squeezable Ollie toys. They're branded, it says Ollie at UNT, Curiosity Never Retires. And so this was a great idea that our budget officer, Jamie, gave to us. And both Jamie and Megan have both worked in the history department, and we learned they did something like this too. So we stole the idea from them shamelessly. But we really hope that this will help for anybody who feels a little bit extra stressed during this screening. You'll have something to work out that stress. So this is a really special opportunity to get into the Halloween spirit, but again, also learn something about the context of the movie that we'll be watching, The Haunting, and some special cultural context for what it would have felt like if you were watching this movie back in 1963, which some of you may have done, and we'd be very interested in your stories if that's an experience that you've had. So the next spooky themed event that we have planned for this October is a Spooky Charms metalsmithing workshop. This is going to be on Thursday, October 9th from 1 to 2:30 at the Denton Maker Center in town. So this is a relatively new space in Denton. That is, the president of Denton Maker Center is James Thurman, who is also faculty with the UNT College of Visual Arts and Design. So he is going to be leading this workshop that's going to include all of the materials that you need, all of the equipment that you need. It's only going to cost $5 per person, and you'll be able to make as many charms as you can in the time allotted. This is limited to 10 members because of the equipment and materials involved. And there's some limited space in Denton Maker Center as well. So this is a class that, excuse me, a workshop that may fill up, but we are going to keep a wait list for this and any other activity that we have this fall. So as people are no longer able to attend, we'll be able to offer their spots on the wait list. So this again will be a great time for those of you who are interested in building up your metalsmithing skills. My understanding is that this will be appropriate even if you're a very you're a complete beginner starting from the bottom. He will be able to walk you through all that you'll need to know to create these special charms. Okay, I don't want you to hear from me throughout this presentation without some interruptions. So for the next spooky themed part of our schedule, I'm going to hand things over to Megan, who will tell you about some lectures she'll be giving this October.
Hi, everyone. It's great to meet you. For those of you I haven't met in person yet, my name is Megan Bryan. As Jordan said, I'm the new program associate director here at Ollie. I actually have a background. My background is in English literature. I have a PhD in English literature, and my thesis was written on 19th century vampire literature, so Dracula and the like. So it's pretty fair to say that Halloween is kind of my life. And so some of you may remember I did some lectures for Ollie. I think it was spring a couple years back about the history of the vampire in folklore literature and film. So if you all attended that, you might remember me from those. But I'm giving a new talk this fall called Evils of Imagination, Horror Fiction, and Moral Panics from the Victorians to Today. So again, my intellectual interest is in the Victorian era, Victorian literature, but also in how that can relate to what's going on today in terms of particularly censorship and things like this. And so this is just like a bullet point overview of what I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to talk about penny dreadfuls. Some of you have probably heard that term. There was a TV show called Penny Dreadful a few years back, which tried. I'll give it that. That's all I'll say about it. Penny dreadfuls are sort of like modern day comic books, long series of stories featuring famous characters, but a lot of them more gory than what we'd think of as comic books today. So you have characters like Sweeney Todd or Spring Heel Jack, which nobody's heard of, but he's a great Victorian sort of superhero. So I'll be going into that as well as the effect of that, or the purported effect of that on the population. So as these horror stories came out, a lot of people were concerned that the behavior in these kinds of stories would be mimicked by, say, the common people when they read a story about Sweeney Todd. They might then go out and try to murder people. And this was a belief that they had. They wanted to sort of censor these dangerous stories, as they called them, for the good of the public. And we can kind of laugh at that now. We kind of think, well, Victorians are wrong about a lot of things. Of course, they were. We've evolved from that now, but really we haven't, because human nature doesn't really change that much. And so I start with the Victorian era and go deeply into that. But then I also bring out this idea of wanting to censor or wanting to ban for the good of society into the more modern age. And again, a lot of you are probably around for these sorts of moral panics. So you had Satanic Panic in the 1970s, Panic over Dungeons and Dragons in the 1980s. After the Columbine shooting, sadly, there was some panic over violent video games. You can still see that cropping up today with things like Call of Duty. Parents are concerned that these types of violent games will influence their children into committing horrendous acts. And of course, movies are always in the line of sight for censors. And so basically, I want to explore how this is a well-known theme throughout history. It's not just something the Victorians did, it's something that we continue to do up and today. And whether there is any merit in this particular desire to censor people. Is it really to protect people? Is it really to protect society? Or is it just authoritarian impulses disguised with kindness and compassion? So that's what we're going to discuss in the lecture. And just to give you a little teaser of it, I'm going to read you a quotation, and I want you to mentally think, is this something that was written in the 19th century or something that was written in the 21st century? And to know the answer to this, you're going to have to come to the lecture. So let me just read the quote here. Sensational books contain deeply insensitive and addictive material, which I am certain encourages difficult behavior in children. Yet they can be bought without a special license and can damage the sensitive subconscious brains of young children, many of whom may be added to the current statistics of mentally ill young children. Buying sensational books is like feeding your child with spoons of added sugar, heaps of it, and when the child becomes addicted, it will seek more and more, which fills the bank vaults of those who write unsensitive books for young children. So does this sound like something that maybe the 19th century would have embraced or the 21st century would have embraced? And as I say, you'll have to attend the lecture to find out. So I look forward to seeing all of you there, and also around campus. So thank you very much for welcoming me to Ollie.
Thank you, Megan. And as you can see, there are 4 opportunities to learn from Megan this fall. So if you have your guess, be sure to sign up for one of these sessions so you can see if your guess is correct. All right, going to highlight one more event that isn't spooky related, but it is still seasonal. So we are going to be doing an Oktoberfest beer and cheese pairing lesson on Thursday, October 16th from 4 to 5 p.m. at Blank Space Events here in Denton. And for those members who've been with us for several years, you know that this is one of the events that we do every semester with the owner of 10 to 1 Artisanal Cheese Shop, Justin Bernard. So these are very popular events that do include an Oktoberfest beer, a selection of cheeses, and special other fruits, nuts, and berries that all kind of come together in one box. And the presentation is all about the history of the beer and why it pairs so well with the various cheeses. So again, this is going to be a very special opportunity for those who are interested. It does include an additional cost of $40 per member, which covers the cost of the food, the beer, and the space. So we have, excuse me, we have several other additional special events that you can find, learn more about in our catalog. On Tuesday, September 9th from 1 to 2:30 at the Robeson Ranch Clubhouse, we are going to have our 2026 trip reveal with the Collette Travel Agency. So this will be a great opportunity to learn about all of the trips that we have planned through the Collette Travel Agency for the 2026 calendar year. We're going to have Karen Barclay from the Collette Travel Agency to talk about the itineraries for each trip. We'll have all of the forms that you'll need if you're already interested in signing up or just gaining more, learning more information about the trips that we have planned. And then following this event, we'll also post all that information on the website. But you definitely want to be there if you want to be among the first to learn where we will be traveling through Collette in 2026. On September 18th, we're going to take a trip to the UNT Sky Theater Planetarium, which is a really state-of-the-art full dome theater where we'll be watching a short documentary about supermassive black holes before the Sky Theater staff then walks us through the night sky and shows us what we can expect to see, constellations and other celestial bodies. That's on Thursday, September 18th from 1 to 2 p.m. I had a member reach out to me earlier this year to let me know that the Kimball Art Museum was having a special exhibit coming this fall. It is called Myth and Marble, Ancient Roman Sculpture from the Torlonia Collection, and asked if we might be able to identify somebody who could come speak about the collection that's coming to the Kimball. And fortunately, we were able to connect with Dr. Neville McFerrin from the UNT College of Visual Arts and Design, and she is working on a presentation as we speak on this subject. So this is going to be so fresh that as of right now, we don't even have a complete description for what our presentation is going to be, but we know that it will be very relevant for anybody who is planning to go on their own to visit this special exhibition at the Kimball, or for anyone who is just interested in learning more about Roman sculpture. We also have a really special treat. We are often able to have special access to things going on related to UNT's Texas Fashion Collection, which is a really renowned archive of historical garments and accessories. This fall on Tuesday, November 11th, we're going to enjoy a presentation by Bella McCord, who this summer is a student intern at the Texas Fashion Collection doing research on Lily Wolf, who is kind of described as a lesser known creator compared to some of the other designers that are represented in the collection. So Bella is going to give a presentation about Lily Wolf, who owned a custom dressmaking business in Germany, worked in theater design in Austria, and designed for Miss America contestants in New York, all before landing in Dallas in 1952. So this will be a really special presentation that will also include a viewing of a pop-up exhibition that Bella McCord is going to be putting on this fall. So this will be in the art building here on campus, and it is limited to 20 members due to the limited space of that room. So hope those who are interested will consider participating in that. We are also going to have a game night with students from the PUSH program. Those who aren't familiar, PUSH is a program on campus that provides additional support for students at UNT who have experienced foster care. Here you can see pictured Brenda Sweeten, who is the foster care liaison for the university. So we're really happy to be partnering with Brenda and all of the staff at PUSH on these game nights where we bring everybody together and play games and enjoy some food. This does have a cost of $10 per person. We are asking the members to pay a little bit so that we can put that toward the food so that the students can enjoy that food, as well as the PUSH staff, because we're really grateful for them as well. So this will be Thursday, November 13th from 5 to 6:30 p.m. right here in the UNT Support and Services building. If you are interested in getting more involved in supporting PUSH students, we have the Friends of PUSH initiative, which is something that we started a couple of years ago now, I believe, to be an extra part, to add ourselves to the network of support that PUSH students can receive on campus. So if you go to our website, ollie.unt.edu/FOP for Friends of PUSH, you can sign up to be notified whenever we become aware of a special need that a PUSH student has. Sometimes this can involve we've helped people who needed assistance when their AC went out in their apartment at home, and a member was able to provide them with a fan. There are all kinds of unique things that might come out that Brenda then lets us know that there is this need, and we reach out to the Friends of Push Network to see who might be able to step up and support. You can see an example this summer. Friends of Push provided a lot of great snacks for the students participating in Push's Summer Bridge program. So there are special opportunities like that that you can be notified of if you become a friend of Push. Okay, one of the really special things that we're able to do every semester is partner with a different department or area on campus to highlight some of the faculty or staff that are associated with them. This fall, we are partnering with Jazz Studies. So this Get to Know UNT series will feature Jazz Studies faculty beginning on Thursday, September 11th, with Richard DeRosa, who is the Director of Jazz Composition at UNT. So this is going to be called Life in Poetry and Music as they represent stages of life. Life in Poetry and Music is a work that Mr. DeRosa composed. And so for this presentation, he is going to be showing clips from a recording of UNT students performing his piece, but he's also going to give some insights into how the piece was composed. Robeson Ranch has a piano on stage, so he's going to be demonstrating some things live on the piano and sort of talking through how he came to compose these works that are paired with poems that, again, as the title suggests, represent different stages of life. So this is going to be a really special insight into the song composition process, and it's going to be accessible for those with just a little bit of musical knowledge, and then probably of particular interest to those who may have a little bit more knowledge about music or music composition as well. Next, we will have Rosanna Eckert giving a presentation called Twist the Tune, the Art of Song Reinvention. So this is going to involve a presentation on how UNT students especially learn how they can transform familiar songs into something fresh and unexpected through creative shifts in groove, harmony, and mood. So those of you who enjoy listening to jazz know that reinventing classic tunes is something that's pretty standard in this genre. And so this is going to be, again, a great opportunity to learn from a master at this, how students, especially at university, learn this skill. Then we're going to close out the series with Quincy Davis, who is the chair of the drum set department, and he is going to give a presentation on the art of improvisation, making music in the moment. This is going to involve several musicians. He usually brings in a small band and will showcase how jazz musicians learn to improvise with each other and what they're doing inside their own minds and how they practice to prepare to be able to improvise to create music on the spot that is inspired, but also musically sound. So this is going to be a really special presentation. All three of these lectures, or I should say all three of these presentations, again, are going to involve some sort of live performance element. Quincy Davis will have multiple musicians. Rosanna Eckert and Richard DeRosa will be demonstrating techniques on the piano there at Robeson Ranch. Another one of our signature series is the Debbie and Neil Smotresk Ollie After Five series. These presentations include complimentary wine, beer, and cheese. So they also are very popular, but we also like to use this to highlight particularly dynamic speakers, special speakers, or just unique opportunities that we have to feature special lectures. So we're going to begin on Tuesday, September 2nd at 5:30 p.m. with Mr. Steve Dubrow, who's going to be giving a presentation called One Diplomat's Supporting Role on History's Greatest Stage. Steve was a diplomat for the United States for 25 years, which included postings in Poland from 1980 to 1983 in the embassy in Warsaw, where he returned in 1987 and served until 1991. So this is a very tumultuous and important time in Poland's history. So he's going to be talking about some of his experiences during that time with a special focus on why becoming a diplomat, and Steve is very passionate about this, is more a lifestyle choice than just a job. So he's really going to talk about how his lifestyle was impacted by his choice to serve as a diplomat. Next, on Thursday, September 25th at 5:30, we're going to have Benjamin Graff, another friend from the College of Music, who's going to give a presentation on John Williams' villain theme. So maybe a slight spooky connection here. Dr. Graff actually gave a version of this presentation once for us before, and that class was packed with a long wait list. So we are bringing him back. Anybody who missed that initial presentation will be able to come back and join this one. So on Thursday, September 25th at 5:30, he will be demonstrating how John Williams creates his iconic scores for villains. He'll also showcase why those, specifically those themes for villains, are different from the themes for heroes. And there will also be an interactive component because he is going to solicit audience participation in composing a brand new iconic villain theme in real time during the presentation. We're going to close out this fall's Ollie After Five series with a really special presentation by Brian Hawker, who recently retired from NBC Universal, where he did a variety of things. But one of the projects that he was involved in was finding a home for the NBC5 WBAP TV video collection. Um, you may not know that WBAP was the first television station in Texas, and so the history of video and many associated items from what became NBC5 are now housed through the portal to Texas history. This is a very special relationship that Brian was heavily involved in, as it was those connections were being made so that the University of North Texas could take the lead on preserving these very special materials. So he's going to talk about how that process worked and also talk about the history of news that we can see through the video that's part of this collection. So it's going to be, again, a really fascinating presentation on October 2nd. As I mentioned at the beginning, we do also have special interest groups, which include book clubs. We have a yoga group. We have a writing for fun group for those who are interested in developing their writing skills and connecting with other people who are looking to do the same. We have a group for solo travelers and a group that goes to vocal recitals here at UNT to attend those recitals and meet some of the performers as well. So again, please check out our catalog for details about each of these groups, the dates that they'll be meeting, and how you can get involved. I also want to put in a special plug for our Authors Out Loud interview series. This is something that we actually offer for free to the public. So you can see on our website, ollie.unt.edu/AOL for Authors Out Loud. We have a whole library of interviews that have been conducted with renowned authors. This is hosted by two of our amazing member volunteers, Dr. Jean Greenlaw and Susan Supak. They have interviewed Catherine Lasky, who did the Guardians of a Ga'Hoole series, Gregory Maguire, who wrote the novel version of Wicked, Brad Meltzer, who's written many successful both fiction and informational books, Lois Lowry, who wrote The Giver, Nicholas Kristoff and Cheryl Wu Dunn, who are Pulitzer Prize winners. There's just a really rich selection of interviews that you can currently watch, again, for free on our website. This fall, they will be interviewing Victoria Christopher Murray, whose most recent book is Harlem Rhapsody, a novel. And so they're going to be talking to her about the craft of writing, as well as the successes and setbacks that come through that process. So this interview is going to be recorded this fall. And as soon as the recording is available and posted to our website, we will let all members know that you can tune in to watch the latest installment in this series. Okay, so we're also really excited to announce a better way to purchase Ollie merchandise. I want to credit Jamie Thomas, even though she's unable to be with us right now. She has done a lot of work standing up an online platform for us to sell our Ollie t-shirts and tumblers and water bottles, etc. So we are very close to being able to launch this. If you've been to our website recently, you've probably noticed that there is a new store button. And again, this is intended to be a very convenient way for you to order some Ollie merchandise and have it shipped to your home. This is something that if you've been to our office here in the SSB, we do have some shelves here for merchandise that we sell in person, but that's somewhat limiting for those who aren't able to come up and visit us to purchase merchandise. So we are looking forward to officially launching this online version of our store very soon. We will send out an email announcement once we're sure that everything is up and running and ready to go, as we're still testing it a little bit. So we please stay tuned for more information about this. And yeah, we're really excited to be able to launch this new initiative. Okay, so I know that was a lot of information, especially about our fall semester. I do want to make sure that we touch on our membership options, again, for anybody who's considering joining us as a new member. This is in our catalog on page 4. It's also available on our website at ollie.unt.edu/register. But we primarily have three annual membership options. Two of them are all courses included options. So for the general public, for the cost of $165 per year, you can attend as many Ollie at UNT courses as you want throughout that year with no additional charge. The only additional fees you would pay would be for certain special events. Like I mentioned earlier, our Ollie at the Movies does carry an additional cost for everyone. The Oktoberfest beer and cheese pairing lesson, we're always will work to be very clear about which special events do carry an additional fee for all members. But aside from those specific special events, access to our special interest groups, our lecture series, all of our courses that take place in person at our various locations are included at this level. That same membership is available for just $100 per year for anybody who falls under the following discounted groups. So veterans and their spouses, retired UNT faculty and staff, UNT alumni, and then also members of the Keller, Flower Mound, and Denton Senior Centers, again, are eligible for a $100 annual membership that includes all classes. The only additional fees you would pay would be for certain special events that carry that fee for all members. Then finally, we do have a pay per course membership option. That option is $55 for the year and then $15 per course. So that's really an option that some people consider when they're just trying out Ollie, or if somebody is mostly interested in gaining some of our other benefits or possibly traveling with us. This is a nice entry level membership for people who are looking to do some of those things. Again, you can register online. That is to become a member for the very first time. If you go to our website, ollie.unt.edu/register, you will find information on how you can join online or download a membership form that you could print and mail to us. If you are a returning member and you're looking to renew your membership, you should have access to your personal account through the member portal, and you can sign in and add a membership to your account that way if it's time to renew. If you're not sure when your membership is due for renewal, again, you can sign into the member portal, and through the account options, you can see when your membership is due to expire, or you can contact our staff and we can pull up your account and let you know how many days you have left until it's time to renew. So at this point, I'm going to hand things over to Elisa so she can tell you a little bit about how you can get signed up for classes.
Hello, everyone. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. This fall, we have three different ways that you could go ahead and enroll in classes. Online being our fastest result at ollie.unt.edu/members. Number two, you could mail, or number three, come in person. You could download and print our registration form that is online. I will put that on chat after all of this. Or you could attend a registration station in our Keller location, Flowermont, Robeson Ranch. Um, Make sure that when you do go ahead and register for these classes, that you do save your confirmations and look out for our weekly emails. Classes will start to open up August 6th.
That's right. So this Wednesday is when you'll be able to start signing up for classes. And again, we want to help in any way we can. So please let us know what's the best way that we can assist you with that. Okay, as Elisa mentioned, during the semester, we do send out weekly email updates. We do our best to send those out on Fridays. If the week is particularly busy, sometimes that might go out a little bit later. But every week, we send out a reminder that includes our entire schedule for that upcoming week. This is a very important resource because if any schedules had to be changed, this is one final way that you can make sure that you know if a class has been rescheduled. You'll see any changes for that upcoming week listed specifically in that email. This is also where you can access most easily the links to watch live streams from our location at CC Young. So it's as easy as opening this weekly email seeing the day that the class at CC Young is taking place and clicking a link to watch it live on Zoom, or sorry, excuse me, live on YouTube when it's taking place. And these weekly emails will also contain links to the recordings for those classes once they are available. There's a lot of other helpful information that we try to include in these emails, so you don't have to go searching through your inbox to find them. We just try to keep good information in those every week when we send them out. If you happen to notice that you're not getting weekly emails from us during the semester, please contact our office so that we can troubleshoot that issue for you, because we want to make sure you're all getting the most up-to-date information. I do also want to put in a quick plug for Yellow Rose Tours. In addition to traveling domestically and internationally with the Colette Travel Agency, we were really excited earlier this year to announce a new collaboration with Dr. Andrew Torgett's company, which is Yellow Rose Tours. He offers some historical bus trips exclusively for OLLI members. His specialty is in 19th century American history, especially Texas history. And so we have upcoming with him a Cowboys and Comanches multi-day tour, which is coming up in October. And then before that, we also have a one-day Women in World War II day trip bus tour. That's taking place on September 20th. So if you want to know about these two particular tours and get on the wait list for those tours or be notified about upcoming opportunities to travel with Yellow Rose Tours, please do visit their website, sign up for their email list, put yourself on the wait list for anything that's currently full, and stay in touch with Dr. Torgett, as he, I know, is very excited both for these upcoming tours and for the future. All right, we're coming to the home stretch, but before we get to your questions, I always want to make sure I acknowledge how much incredible support we receive from all of our volunteers. We have ambassadors who go out into the community to spread the word about OLLI. We have greeters who come into the SSB here and welcome people into our classroom and make sure they can access our coffee bar before class. We also have incredible volunteers who serve on our committees that help us make important decisions about our program and provide advice to the staff. And then our advisory council, which is really invaluable to me, because these are folks who volunteer their time to make sure that they are available to share their wisdom and again their advice as we again make decisions and determinations about the future of our program. So we couldn't do what we do without the support of volunteers, and we're grateful for all of you. With that, I think we made some pretty good time. So I put the fall enrollment opening on August 6th as a reminder there, as well as the dates of our registration stations in case you need to take those down. But I know we've had some questions come through the chat, so I'm going to go through and scroll up and just see how much I can answer. So I see Carolyn is interested in how many folks attend the special interest groups. That really kind of depends. I would say in general, these tend to be about 15 people or less. That's kind of the ideal general size for something like a book group or our yoga group. But it kind of depends on each particular group in terms of whether or not there's an actual limit. But I would say generally about 12 to 15 is kind of where they tend to sit. Can you tell us about the library system? So I'm thinking that this question may be about how OLLI members can access UNT's library. And so we are fortunate that UNT's libraries do offer a courtesy card to OLLI members. So this gives you book checkout privileges and access to visit the libraries and make use of some of the resources that they have there on site. So for example, you can schedule a visit to their special collections and their rare book kind of areas. So that's really special. If you are interested in having that access, reach out to our office and let us know. We can put in that request and they should mail you a library card fairly soon thereafter so that you can begin, again, visiting campus here to check out books in person or access some of their special areas. The one thing I will say is it does not gain access to some of their digital resources. Those types of things are kind of paid through student fees. And so they're controlled through student ID numbers, that kind of thing. But checking out physical books and gaining access to some of their spaces is fully something that we can do if you reach out to us. So how do you register online? We touched on this a little bit, but if you are currently already a member, you should have access to a member portal account. If you're unsure about your member portal account, please do reach out to our office with that question, and we should be able to send a copy of your username and either probably will be able to reset your password so that you can get the instructions on how you can create a new password. So the member portal is how you can start adding classes to your schedule for the fall. And it kind of works similar to a lot of online shopping. You can go through by category and see all the different courses that are listed. Each course should have an add to cart button that you add. And then once you've added your desired courses to your cart, you go through the checkout process. In pretty much all cases, there's not going to be any additional fee. But if you do sign up for something that does have a fee, it'll allow you to pay online as well. And as we mentioned earlier, the confirmation email is the key. If for some reason you don't get a confirmation email, that's a good reason to follow up with us and just make sure that your submission did go through. There's a question about our visit to CC Young tomorrow on Tuesday, August 5th. We are going to have some of our enrollment forms at CC Young. So if you are going to be with us at that event, we will collect those forms in person. And then once enrollment officially opens the next day, we will start entering in those paper forms. So that is available at CC Young tomorrow. And Myra, I'm glad you learned about Denton being the Halloween capital. Again, we're very proud of this. Can you register for special interest groups? Yes, registration for special interest groups, classes, lecture series, everything that's in our fall catalog will open on August 6th. Got somebody who's new to Frisco and wants to know what to do to become a senior member from Ollie interested in attending classes in Denton. So hopefully the last couple of slides that we covered how to become an Ollie member answered that question of how you can join Ollie. We do have friends at the Grove at Frisco Commons, the senior center out there. Many of you know we're no longer offering Ollie classes there, but if you're interested in becoming a member of that senior center, we do know the folks there, and I'm sure they would love to have you join their senior center and participate in all the other things that they offer there. So hopefully between those two things, that answers that question. So I don't see anything else in the chat, and we've made pretty good time. We're still a few minutes away from 3 o'clock. So I might give a little bit of time in case anybody else wants to drop a question in the chat, but I will again just remind you, you can contact our office by email at ollie@unt.edu. You can also call us at 940-369-7293. If we happen to miss you, please do leave a detailed voicemail. That's really helpful for us to be able to follow up with you and make sure that we can assist you as soon as we can. All right, so if there are no other questions, I really look forward to seeing you all at our upcoming registration events and hope to see you in class this fall. I hope you're excited about some of the things that we've got going on. And check our social media because I will post that video from Dr. Goldman in its entirety so you can get the full effect. But again, I really appreciate you all being here. Reach out to us with any questions, and I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everyone.